This is LA's first.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome to the Dr. Erin Show. We're all about manifestation, transformation, and breakthroughs. It's time to claim your birthright of prosperity, vitality, and love. So grab your tea or coffee because together we're awakening the world. May you live your truth. If you're anything like me, you've been feeling a little bit like it's Groundhog's Day lately with lockdown, COVID, and all the patterns that we've created over the entire year of being in our same patterning, our same habits over and over again. And so today we're going to talk about universal law of habit. I'm so excited to break this on down so we can all break through and get new patterns in our life. Welcome to the Dr. Erin podcast. We come together each day to know the truth, live on spiritual principle, and align with universal law. We truly believe that when somebody awakens, they have a gift and message to bring to the world, and together we're awakening the world. So let's break this on down. Universal law of habit. This is number 48 of a 52 series of universal law. And why is this so important? Universal law is like the manual to the car that we're driving in this lifetime. You know, we come into these bodies, we come into this lifetime, and we're never taught how the power of our mind works, how the dynamics of universal law works, how the spiritual axioms and principles work so that we can manifest in accordance with what we truly desire. We are manifesting 24/7 all the time with the blink of consciousness, with the consideration of who you are, your true identity. And so we want to break on down. How do we break these habits? So look, we all have read about Pavlov's experience with the dogs, right? So basically take a look. Remember back in the day, if you will. So Pavlov was somebody who he won a Nobel Peace Prize in 1904 for his work in medicine. He actually was researching, of all things, digestive systems and worked primarily with dogs. And he was basically noticing how much saliva they were producing when they would feed them. And then they began to notice that they would begin to salivate before they ever even gave them the actual food. And then they realized that when they rung a bell, before the food even came out, the dogs would begin to salivate. And so we began to recognize the power of the habit that happens, right? We're such habitual beings. And this is a great thing because I always refer back to being a little baby. You know, when my son was about 1 year old, he began to walk, right? He had began to crawl, and then he began to kind of stand up, and then he began to walk a little bit. And then, you know, of course, next thing you know, he was running. And so there's no way that he would be able to run if he hadn't had this automated system of habits that build in the subconscious mind, in one with the muscles, in with the neurons, in with everything. So when he took a, step, he would not have to think of everything like he did the very first step. The very first step, just imagine how much energy it took to coordinate and to begin to balance yourself and begin to do everything. So it all went into automated system. We have this beautiful, beautiful habitual being, system built into our subconscious, built into every dynamic of our life, And then who doesn't, go through their social media or something and come upon a 21-day challenge, because we all think that all new habits are birthed in 21 days, right? So the Psycho-Cybernetics book published by Maxwell Maltz in 1960 traced some new habits that people were basically being able to create over 21 days. And science is showing that that is not necessarily the case, but after, I think, 30 million publishings, books being sold as books, it became almost like fact in the collective consciousness. So how long does it take to build a habit? How long does it take? And from a scientific perspective, it takes 18 to 254 days for a person to form a new habit, and an average of 66 days. So the point is this, is that it really is up to each individual how long it takes. And as a spiritualist, as a New Thought movement, we teach that it's the power of decision, that you truly actually begin to form your habits by how powerful you decide. Because if you decide with total conviction and you declare it into your subconscious mind is going to do it regardless of whether you are trying to not build that habit or not, right? It is done. It's done in the divine mind. But how long does it take for it to, build the muscles that coordinate it, build the mindset that coordinates it, build the neurologic pathways that, it varies, of course, to each person's system, if you will. So on the average, it's 66 days. So we want to take a look at this. So why is it a law? Why is this a law? Because it really is creating with the creative factor of life, the truth of who you are. So this is how universal law of habit goes, okay? Consciousness first creates from nothing, and then through repetition imprints upon the automated subconscious mind and the cosmic mind. Your beliefs become your thoughts become your feelings, and your feelings become your emotions. Your emotions create the circumstances of your life, and your patterns become the karmic imprinting on the one divine mind. So you may consider right now, like I've been considering, because I've been feeling so much like it's Groundhog's Day through the pandemic, through the lockdown, everything. And so for me, I've really had to take a look at this because, I'm somebody that I love patterns. I love habits. I love good habits of sleeping well and working certain patterns and eating at certain times and having social time at particular times. But what's happened over the course of all this is that I also used to balance that with spontaneity and being able to go with the flow in some areas of my life. And what I've found is I'm beginning to get much and more into feeling like I'm stuck, feeling like I'm in that Groundhog's Day, feeling all those feelings, because it doesn't matter how awake you are. There's laws. And if you don't work the laws, if you don't align to the laws, you will, you're going to become the effect of the laws, because this is why we created these dynamics. It's a game here on life. It's a game, this beautiful divine game, and we have kind of rules, if you will, which is universal law, which is the physics of the world, how we're creating, right? So I took a look at this. So I was waking up over and over, and when I would wake up before the pandemic, what would happen was it was my favorite part of the day. I'd wake up and I'd have so much creativity coming out of me. It was like oozing out of my cells, oozing out of my pores, oozing, and I would just have this creative flow, and it just would go, go, go. And as I noticed as time went on over the course of the year, and I wasn't having that kind of spontaneity of pattern interrupts and getting out of town or going traveling or doing different things throughout the year, I was only staying in my habitual part of my life, which is good. But without the kind of non-habitual part of it, you can create addiction, you can create discord, you can create whatever. Luckily, I was not going into addiction, but I began to find myself having the addictive playing out of the habitual mind that was doing the same things over and over again, experiencing Groundhog's Day, right? So you too may be experiencing feeling like it's Groundhog's Day. And what is this? This is the inverted use of the universal law of habit. And this means that habits are good, but it can also be bad, just like everything. Electricity can kill you, or it can create light and help you in all dynamics of your life, right? So the same thing with the law of habit. Habit can be, you can have habits that completely work for you, and you can have habits that work completely against you. The point is, everything you do repetitively will become a habit. So we have to be careful of what we're doing every day to create the experience that we now become in bonds with, that become automated. So for me, what I began to do is a few things. And it's been little tiny getaways. So I will go up to Santa Barbara for the day, or for, a couple days or whatever. I will go to a girlfriend's house and go have a slumber party. I will go to a different place to go for a walk, whatever that is, to begin to shake it up a little bit, okay? Because sometimes we go, well, I don't want this one habit. I'm going to try and not do that. I'm going to go on it. Like some people go, I'll go on a diet, or I'm going to try and not do this for 21 days. That generally does not work. We actually need to recreate something new into a pattern of our life. Okay. So say that you are getting into the pattern of getting lazy and watching TV every day or something like that. And it's becoming a habit and a pattern that's starting to kind of negatively impact your life. Not me, I haven't watched TV since 2008, but let's just pretend, okay? So instead of saying, I'm not going to watch TV, instead it would be something like, anytime I want to watch TV, I'm going to actually go out and go, invite a girlfriend to go for a walk instead, or whatever that is, right? It needs to be something that you enjoy as much, if not more, right? And being able to do that. So it's really about pattern. And the point is this, is that we are habitual beings. We have this beautiful dynamic to create habits. Like, it's just given that anything that you do repetitively is going to become a habit, and your subconscious mind and your neurological system and all systems are going to learn that patterning. So my question and my invitation for you is, what new habits do you want to build? Like, truly, we understand that you have the ability to create anything you truly desire. So my question is, what do you desire? What is it that you desire to get into automation? If you're like, okay, in the next, 90 days, what do I really want to create that's just habitual? What would it be? Would it be that I'm getting more social around my friends? Well, that's not just going to happen unless I make that happen consistently and it becomes an automated thing in my life. Is it that in 90 days, I would like to, have more energy? Well, that's not just going to happen, right? We've got to say, what am I willing to do to get uncomfortable to do for the next 90 days, whatever that 21 days, whatever it is that you feel like is going to start to habitually happen. And so we have to take a look at that. So I just know in this divine mind, taking a deep breath in through the nose and exhaling out, I recognize that whatever it is that you truly desire, is your destiny. Whatever you repetitively do, whatever thoughts that you energize repetitively will be the thoughts that are most common, the habitual aspect of your life. If you keep complaining every day, you will create the habit of complaining. If you create the habit of always focusing on the glass being half empty, you will always begin to automate, looking at the glass half empty. Every day and every way, every thought that you think, everything that you do is creating your destiny. So today I invite you to interrupt your habits. Go in a pattern interrupt. Get out of the environment, because just like those dogs that learned and heard the bell, they'd salivate knowing that that food was coming. You too are in your environment that is repetitively invoking the habitualness of your life, the groundhog's effect, the positive and the negative, all of it. And so today I invite you to interrupt your environment. Go on a vacation or go away for the day or for some hours or whatever, getting out of the environment. Go to a place you've never been before and begin to ask yourself, what new habits, what automated things do you want in your life that are with ease and grace? And begin to energize those every day in every way until there is no effort whatsoever. And so I know the truth of who you are. You're this amazing new creative factor. The new thought, the new you bring something into this world that someone has never brought before. And you are also the karmic effect of everything, the habits, the habitual ways that you are. And so I know as we marry those two, we birth something new, a perfect balanced life called you. And so I just say yes, yes, yes. As we align to universal law, setting ourselves free, as together we say, and so it is. Have a beautiful day, you guys. And if you are somebody who loves this work, loves universal law, loves how to reprogram the subconscious mind, loves to break your freedom within your soul, loves to help others do that, I invite you to take a look at Soulciety. We have the most amazing, extraordinary community, getting trained and developed, certified and licensed in all different dynamics of spiritual careers, everything from being a soulpreneur, being able to launch and scale your business online, being able to get certified as a spiritual coach, being able to truly understand how to transform someone's trauma, reprogram the subconscious mind, and begin to help somebody birth their truth, birth their purpose and calling, and be totally empowered in all dynamics, their relationships and love, career and money, health and vitality, and expression. And if you are really on the spiritual track and desire to be a leader in the realm of the New Thought movement, becoming a spiritual practitioner or a teacher or a doctor of divinity, look us up. You can come to my Instagram, drerin.tv, DRERIN.tv, or you can go to Soulciety, SOULCIETE. Have a beautiful day, and may you live your truth. Thank you for tuning in to Soulciety and Dr. Erin podcast. If you've had a calling to be a spiritual leader or coach, you can go to soulciety.com and check out our free training. If you've received value here, I would love it if you take a moment and give a 5-star review. In exchange, I have a ton of free gifts for you. Grab your free Awakening book, 40 guided meditations, and digital manifesting masterclass. I also have a free money meditation and worksheet for you so you can begin to break through your scarcity mindset and claim your birthright of prosperity. You can get all of your gifts and learn about our upcoming transformational events in my bio link in both Instagram and Facebook. That's under drerin.tv, which is DRERIN.tv. Also, I'd love to invite you into our free private community on Facebook under groups called Soulciety. That is facebook.com/groups/Soulciety. That's SOULCIETE. Have a divine day and may you live your truth.